to talk to you about the investigation that we have that has begun into a suspicious death. We are at the landfill. We have a number of Saskatoon Police Service officers here from the identification unit, along with patrol, Dr. Ernie Walker from the University of Saskatchewan, as well as a Calgary Police Service cadaver dog. It was on or about Wednesday, October 27th, we began receiving information from several sources in our city suggesting that we needed to look into the birth and subsequent death of a baby. We did that, and upon initial investigation, our investigators located a 17-year-old female. They have interviewed her, and we have reason to believe now that there was, in fact, the birth of a baby girl over the Thanksgiving weekend in Saskatoon in the teens' home, which is in the northeast area of the city. We also believe that the baby who was deceased was placed into a garbage container outside the home and then taken as part of the regular pickup by City of Saskatoon Waste Disposal Unit, was taken as part of the contents of that garbage bin to the landfill. What we have here today is the beginning of what could be a very exhaustive grid search. We have utilized the cadaver dog, or begun to utilize the cadaver dog from Calgary Police Service, and that cadaver dog has been out and swept the area once this afternoon. We have 14 personnel on site who are trained in grid searching, and they are then going behind the dog to try to sift through layers of waste that exist here at the landfill. And then we also have a front-end loader that we will use to remove layer by layer. We are looking at about what we think is a week's worth of garbage that has been dumped in this particular area. The area itself is about 300 feet by 300 feet, and we don't anticipate locating the remains of the baby in the very near future. This may take days.
So is there something in particular that you're looking for, clothing or anything? What are you hoping to find?
There is information that we have about what the baby was wrapped in and placed in, so we are looking for that, and I'm not able to say more specifically what that is.
Alison, you said things like, we have reason to believe, so on and so forth. Is there some doubt that this actually happened, or?
I don't think that there is a doubt that this occurred. What remains to be seen, and what we are going to try to determine throughout the rest of the investigation, is how it occurred and what the events specifically were.
Did the 17-year-old report herself, or?
No, we received a number of tips from other people.
Relatives?
I'm not able to say, no.
How cooperative is the 17-year-old?
Well, we certainly have been talking with her. We have information that she has provided, so to that extent there is cooperation. Now, this obviously is a criminal investigation, but we want to see where the investigation takes us before we go any further as to where it ends up.
Why do you need to find the body? Why is that important?
Well, it's very important in order to be able to conduct an autopsy and to be able to determine the exact cause and time of death.
You say you don't know how this baby died. Any information that it was stillborn, or do you believe it to have been a living child?
I'm not able to say at this point, and all that I would say is that we don't know conclusively how the baby died.
Do you expect charges to be laid?
That's a possibility. This is a criminal investigation, but I don't want to speculate on whether or not charges will be laid, and if so, what they would be.
How much did the girl's parents know about this Thanksgiving weekend?
You know, I don't know what the circumstances were about what was happening at her home that weekend. I don't know.
Are her parents involved in the investigation?
We do have parental involvement, yes.
Does the girl live with her parents?
It's my understanding she does,
Is
yes.
she in custody at the moment?
No, she's not.
What's the mood up there for the people who are working? I know they've been up there a bit.
Well, this is something that's incredibly tragic, and obviously we're hoping that we're hoping to bring some closure. most of all, but I think that many of the people up there are parents, and it's a difficult task when you're looking for something in this situation, when you're looking for a baby. It's difficult for anyone to be involved with.
Allison, I'm wondering what kind of resources does the police service have available for officers involved in an investigation like this? You mentioned it's troubling, that sort of thing.
Well, anytime we have investigations or incidents that that an officer feels they need assistance in dealing with, we do have programs set up for that. So certainly there is no shortage of assistance available to our officers should they need it.
You mean counseling?
Correct.
How do you know the baby died? Is that just coming from the mother?
I'm not able to say how we know. We have information from more than one source that the baby was deceased, but obviously, we're trying to conclude the investigation and tie up all of those questions.
Why did it take so much time if you thought that the child was born Thanksgiving weekend, and I'm assuming that it was disposed of shortly after that, for people to start coming forward some 2 weeks later?
I don't know how soon those people knew about what was happening, and I can't speculate on why there was a time lag there. We're happy that we were notified. Obviously, we need to know when something like this occurs in our community, and we want to be able to bring it to a close. But I would also ask at this time if there is anyone else in the community who knows information and has not contacted us yet to please do so, and they can do that either by calling us directly or through Crime Stoppers to remain anonymous.
Can you tell us anything about the circumstances which may have led to this point where we are now?
I'm not sure.
The 17-year-old. Can you tell us anything about the mother of this baby and why she would be so desperate as to try something like this?
I can't speculate on what the circumstances were or what was going through her head at that time. I don't know.
What's her state of mind like right now?
I'm not sure.
Did you say it's clear that she is the one who apparently disposed of the body?
I haven't said that, and nor would I be able to. No.
Okay, so
no.
it's unclear.
It's not unclear, I don't think, to the investigators, but certainly that's not something we would want to disclose at this point.
Born at the residence or in hospital?
Well, it's my understanding the baby was born at the home. Yeah.
Can you tell us if the parents had any knowledge that the daughter was pregnant?
I don't know that.